Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So this is actually the second time I'm filming this video. The first time I wasn't satisfied with it, and I really wanted to get you guys more information and better information on the Iranian chador than what I put out in the first video. So that's why I didn't put it up and why it's been so long. Sorry that I didn't get this video up last week. A couple of my Iranian sisters, actually, their grandmother died on Monday. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. And so we had Salatul Janaza on Tuesday, and then I had doctor's appointments and things like that. Plus the weather was kind of crazy, so I'm only just now getting around to it. I apologize. I will, inshallah, be putting up another video this week that will be a review, inshallah, that'll go up on Friday or Saturday. Yeah, okay. So today's video is on the Iranian chador. I was sent a beautiful prayer chador from the Imam Reza Shrine in Iran. This is a shrine, obviously, and a masjid, and I believe also a school in Iran where students can go and study Shia Islam. The people at the shrine are absolutely fantastic, and they send me books like all the time. Alhamdulillah, because I love learning more about Shia Islam. Inshallah, I'd love to be able to dispel a lot of the myths that are about it, and kind of break down some barriers. But so they sent me a chador, and alhamdulillah, I've been using it for prayer when I can for standing. As you guys know, my health isn't that great, but when I do pray standing, inshallah, I use the prayer chador that they gave me. And I did use it at Salatul Janaza for my friend's grandmother, since I know that she was very traditional and she wore chador when she prayed and everything like that. So I thought that that would be nice in memory of her. So this is the fabric for the chador that they sent me. It's white, and it's got like blue roses or maybe peonies on it. I'm not really sure when it comes to flowers. I'm not very good at them. You'll see this a lot with prayer chador, is that they are white. So when I was doing my research on this, and this is something I didn't put in my last video, but I wanted to put it in this one, it says that a lot of the time in the Barzana province in Iran, women use white chador for prayer because it's said to ward off evil. So the color white is surrounded in this kind of like mystical belief that it keeps evil away from you, and that's why it's used during prayer. And so I'm assuming that this probably carries over to other provinces in Iran as well, and that's why a lot of prayer chadors are white, but with also, you know, some embellishments and stuff on them. Chador that are worn outside of the house, however, are typically black, and they can be plain or lightly patterned. Some of them are kind of see-through, and they usually are really pretty and ornate. So I'm going to show you this prayer chador. I'm going to show a few different ways that you can wrap it and explain a few more things as well, inshallah. Okay. So the chador is basically a big sheet of cloth, and at the bottom there is a semicircle that's sewn onto the rectangle. Okay. So when you put it on, you take the straight edge and you put it over your head. Now, when you wear chador, you don't need to wear hijab underneath it. I do recommend at least wearing like an underscarf for prayer, because it keeps the fabric from slipping backwards off of your head. So when our Shia sisters pray, they keep their hands down here. They don't fold their hands when they pray. So a lot of them, when they pray, just leave the chador like this. Or you can also take a pin. Here it is. You can take like a safety pin and you can pin it under your chin. Just in order to help keep it closed. But so since they pray with their hands down here, they don't have to worry about everything slipping around and things like that. What I do when I pray with the chador is I do an adaptation of, I read a blog on how to wrap chador when you're walking. And this was a sister, she married into an Iranian family, and she went to Iran, and then all of the like aunties and the women in the family showed her how to wrap chador. I can post a link to that blog, inshallah, if I can find it again. The way they did it is they took the right side and wrapped it around, but since most people are right-handed, I'm going to take the left side and wrap it around me. You'll see that this is very similar to the Algerian style that I showed you guys a few videos ago. Sorry. And so in the Algerian style, you know, you bring this forward and you tie it, but we don't do that with chador. Basically what you do is you're just going to kind of pin it with your arm, and then that brings, you can bring this side forward with your free hand, and then you're covered and you can walk and it doesn't flap about or anything like that. So when I pray using it, I try and make sure that I keep this side pinned, and then that keeps it from like moving open and things like that when I stand up from sujood and things like that. So here's the full chador. It's a floor-length garment and it's very large. Now, so obviously this is a prayer chador, like I said. I have a black Gulf overhead abaya that I made. And it's very similar to the like black outdoor chador that you see younger women in Iran wearing now. So like original chadors, they don't have sleeves or anything. That's why you have to pin it with your arm when you're walking, or wrap it around you and pin it with your arm while you're walking, so that way you don't have it flying about and you don't trip over it and things like that. However, that makes it difficult to carry things, as you may imagine, which is why I adapted it into having my right hand free. That way, whenever I'm, you know, kneeling in prayer and we do the tashahhud, then I can point my finger and everything like that completely freely. But, you know, now with like the advent of, I guess, more globalization of Islamic attire, there are prayer chador and outdoor chador that have sleeves. So these are generally in the same fabric as, you know, the normal chador. So I've seen pictures of a prayer chador. Inshallah, I'll post it. but it had sleeves that had elastic bands around the wrists like that. But it was still in this kind of fabric. And it was a one-piece chador. It wasn't open in the front. It was just one piece, kind of like a French jilbab, except it didn't have ties. It was like a normal kimar, but then it had the sleeves, like normal sleeves, not batwing or anything like that. The ones that you see out in like walking, the black chador, some of them have sleeves. Some of them are kind of just like rectangles or squares of cloth where it's got kind of the bat wing, where instead of it having a full sleeve that goes down, it's just an open cuff for your hand to go through. But so these are making it a lot easier since, you know, there are younger women that are wearing it and they go about their day going to school, whatever, and they need to be able to carry things. And so this makes things much, much easier. Also, you know, obviously I wear niqab, but in Iran, it's not actually that common for women to wear niqab, to my understanding, unless it's on Ashura. Then some women will wear niqab to mourn the death of Hussein radiallahu anhu. So I do have one picture, and I posted in my last blog for this specific niqab, but I'll post it again in this one, of an Iranian woman wearing niqab with chador. But when you see women wearing chador out and about, and when you see women in prayer wearing chador, a lot of the time, like the sisters in Iran, they don't even wear an underscarf. They just put on a hijab. If they put a hijab on underneath their chador at all. So you will see the front of their hair. And, you know, I don't know the fiqh surrounding this, but I guess for them it's considered permissible. Obviously, I have no judgment. I'm just letting you guys know, like, how chador is normally worn in Iran, inshallah. So, okay. That was a lot. I'm out of breath because it's really hot in this room, guys. So I'm going to end this video. Jazakumullahu khairan for watching. Sorry if I've got a kind of Valley Girl voice going on right now. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so inshallah, I'll get you guys another video on, well, this weekend, because I have a friend who's going to help me with the review, but she won't be here until Friday or Saturday. And then next week, inshallah, I have a review for you for a Islamic makeup brand. So that'll be really fun. All right. Thank you guys. Ma salama.